What did you say? Probably. Yeah. Hi, Davida. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Deb on the Move. Joe Glover, Patty and Jack, 10th Angel, Kari, Laura Lee, Miss Mary, Kathy, My Crazy Life. Yeah, do you know what happened? Our internet was out all night long, all morning, until about, what time did it come back on?
Around
10 o'clock. It was like
something like that.
10 a.m. Gail B, Miss Mary, Kathy. So I'm going to do this because otherwise we're going to be so far behind because with the Johnny Depp stuff and everything. Catherine B, Sleeping Beauty, Heather, Tasha, Shelley, Pipple, Angie. Oh, and a thank you to, I was just going to say, to Pilot Pete for the donation for the flowers he told me to buy for the garden that my son is putting in. Thank you. Time for a change. Yeah, in daylight. There's actually daylight coming through the door there. Just Alice. Yeah, I could not. I just went out, gone. Hi, Margie. And that was it. Jay Melendez, Mia Me, Lori Beth Alma. You're off to work, Alma? Have a good day at work, Alma. I don't know if I... Zoza. Catherine B is actually doing some really good scrubbing. That's good, though. But anyway, regarding this, and I never got that Schwann's order in last night, too. Yeah. Anyway, Kel's, Love and Life, Stacy. No, the video, the reason it didn't go on is because the internet cut off, and that was it. This is as far as we got. It's not fixed. The internet died. Okay, so if I apologize if I missed someone. Hey, J Bells. Jessica Rosenfeld, hi. Dana, hello there. Patricia. Janine, hello there. And Leisha, hi. So I think hopefully I got most everybody, but if I missed you, I'm sorry. Beth, I'm going to go to this judge. Now they think, to this judge, federal judge thing, the lawyer that killed the judge's son and gravely injured the husband, they think he might be tied to another case. And they say he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, so maybe this is why he was going to settle these things that he had in his version of justice or whatever, but why he picked on the judge's son. But there was, I think it was, what did they say, 10 days ago out in California, another judge that was killed in the same way with the Federal Express, fake, obviously, someone disguised as a Federal Express delivery driver and killed that judge. So, and they think also they just found, searched his apartment in the city, and they found Greenwich Village, another judge that he probably was targeting, a female judge. So, yeah, but the funny thing is I haven't heard yet if he had a house up this way, because it's a very weird place to just come up and kill yourself. So I want to hear some more on that, and I'll see if we could take a Google Maps drive there, because I know Sunflower Brown isn't here, but maybe she can come in later and watch it. But let me just say here. So if you're totally out of the loop, we'll go through this. So, okay, don't even tell me. Hold on a minute, I've got to log into something here. Okay. Where is it? I just want to get a picture up here. Okay. Get over there. Get over. Okay. So on the left, you have Den Hollander, and that is the attorney that went on this mission to, as I say, enact justice in his own sick way that he thought was justice, whatever, on revenge on this federal judge in New Jersey. He is self-described anti-feminist lawyer who flooded the courts with seemingly frivolous lawsuits that sought to eliminate women's studies programs and prohibit nightclubs from holding ladies' nights. In one of his most recent cases, he openly seethed against a federal judge in New Jersey, Esther Salas, that's the judge pictured right there on the right, whom he described in a self-published 1,700-page book as lazy and incompetent Latina judge appointed by Obama. Mr. Den Hollander left the case in which he challenged the male-only United States military draft last summer, telling a lawyer who replaced him that he had terminal cancer. On Sunday afternoon, Mr. Den Hollander showed up at Judge Salas's home in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and fired multiple gunshots, killing the judge's son and seriously wounding her husband, who is a criminal defense lawyer. Now, the judge was in the basement at the time. She wasn't injured. The New York State Police found Mr. Den Hollander's body near Liberty, New York. Now, again, I said that's about 28 minutes from where I am. And it's about a 2-hour drive from his home after he shot himself in an apparent suicide. The startling sequence of events was a reminder of the dangers encountered by judges who typically do not receive special security outside of the courthouse unless they face specific threats. Judge Salas worked in one of the busiest courthouses in the country, overseeing dozens of cases at the time involving a wide range of defendants and litigants. The FBI on Monday contacted the New York State's Chief Judge Janet M. DeFiore to notify her that Mr. Den Hollander had her name and photo in his car. That's the other judge that I just mentioned. The agents didn't indicate whether Mr. Den Hollander had intended to target her as well. Investigators are exploring whether Mr. Den Hollander had decided to take out some of his enemies given his cancer diagnosis before he died, according to one law enforcement official. Now, Mr. Den Hollander is 72 years old. He identified with a broader movement of men who is often abusive, misogynistic, and hateful language rail against feminazis, is what he said. He wrote numerous online posts, numerous online diatribes, some of which exceeded 1,000 pages. Mr. Den Hollander had a long history of lawsuits against programs that he believed favored women. In 2008, he told the New York Times that his anger towards feminists stemmed from his bitter divorce from a woman he married in Russia, probably a mail-order bride. Yeah. Go figure. He called women the real oppressors in 2008 Fox News appearance and wrote online about his grievances against female judges. And let's see, when investigators discovered Mr. Den Hollander's body, they found a package nearby that was addressed to Judge Salas. According to law enforcement officials, the package was empty. That was his prop package. On Sunday afternoon, the judge's husband was at home when he looked out the window and thought he saw a FedEx delivery man. Carlos Salas an older brother of Judge Salas, described an account of the shooting that he said was provided to him by federal authorities. After the doorbell rang, the couple's son opened the door and was shot. And when the judge's husband went over to see what happened, he was shot multiple times. The judge ran upstairs from the basement when she heard a scream and the gunshots. The judge's husband, Mark Anderl, was in the hospital in stable condition, Mr. Salas said. The couple's son, an only child, Daniel Anderl, 20, died from a gunshot wound to the heart. Daniel was about to start his junior year at Catholic University of America in Washington and was interested in pursuing a legal career as his parents had. It's surreal, Mr. Salas said. He was a vibrant, young, good-looking man. He had so much promise. The FBI has been conducting the investigation with the U.S. Marshals alongside other federal and local authorities. A spokesperson for FedEx said in a statement that the company was fully cooperating with the authorities in the investigation. Two law enforcement officials cautioning that the investigation was in its earliest stages said federal authorities were examining whether Mr. Den Hollander might be linked to the July 11th killing of another men's rights lawyer, Mark Angelucci, in San Bernardino County, California. Mr. Angelucci was shot at his front door by a gunman wearing a FedEx uniform. Judge Salas, age 51, is the first Hispanic woman to serve as a federal judge in New Jersey. She was, President Barack Obama nominated her to the United States District Court for New Jersey in 2010, and she had previously served as a magistrate judge and an assistant federal public defender. Judge Salas met her husband when he was a prosecutor in the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. After a decade as a prosecutor, Mark Anderl became a criminal defense lawyer and now works at his own law firm, I can't speak today, Anderl and Oakley, PC. According to the federal docket, the only case that Mr. Den Hollander had before Judge Salas was a class action lawsuit filed in 2015. He accused the Selective Service System, the independent government agency that maintains a database of Americans eligible for a potential draft, of violating women's equal protection rights by requiring only men to register with the service. In a 2018 ruling, Judge Salas allowed the case to proceed, a victory for Mr. Den Hollander. But in his online writings, he criticized the judge for not moving the case along fast enough. Nicholas A. Gravante Jr., a partner at Boies Schiller Flexner, said Mr. Den Hollander had called him in May of 2019 and asked him to take over the case. The two lawyers had overlapped as associates at the white shoe law firm Kravitz, Swain, and Moore in the late 80s. Mr. Den Hollander said in the phone call that he could not continue the case because he had terminal cancer and suggested that he did not have long to live. Mr. Gravante gave them that tidbit of information. The case is ongoing. Mr. Den Hollander has also sued various nightclubs, claiming they violated the 14th Amendment by having ladies' night, discounts for women. After the course that case was dismissed, Mr. Den Hollander petitioned the Supreme Court, which declined to hear the case. Of course, the three females on the court probably voted against it, Mr. Den Hollander told the Times in 2011. Fighting for the rights of men is not a very popular thing to do in America these days. In 2008, he accused Columbia University of trying to establish feminism as a religion at the school through its women's studies programs, and proposed creating a men's studies program that could train males to recognize and handle the power females often use to manipulate them. Shortly before the 2016 presidential election, he filed a lawsuit in Manhattan accusing several prominent news reporters of conspiring together in violation of federal racketeering law to disseminate misleading news reports about President Trump. Mr. Den Hollander's online writings identified with the men's rights movement, which gained traction in the late 80s and 90s as a response to the feminist critique of traditional masculinity. The movement embraces a celebration of all things masculine and a near infatuation with the traditional masculine role itself. The sociologist Michael Kimmel wrote in his book, Angry White Men. In a 150-page document posted on his website, which has since been taken down, Mr. Den Hollander wrote extensive commentary about how to fight feminists and their supporters, describing the judiciary as useless for men. The courts support the violation of the rights of men whenever it benefits females, Mr. Den Hollander wrote. Men just don't count to the courts. Mr. Den Hollander seemed to presage the violence that took place over the weekend in a 2010 article he wrote for A Voice for Men, a men's rights website. The future prospect of the men's movement raising enough money to exercise some influence in America is unlikely, he wrote. But there is one remaining source of power in which men still have a near monopoly: firearms. Mr. Den Hollander graduated from George Washington University Law School in 1985. He later received a degree from Columbia Business School, according to the LinkedIn profile under his name. In his epilogue of the online book he published in 2019, Mr. Den Hollander alluded to his cancer diagnosis, describing a visit to a surgeon and the need to hand off his cases to other lawyers. Death's hand is on my left shoulder, he wrote, adding that nothing in this life matters anymore. He said that he had enjoyed fighting against people who violated his rights. The only problem with a life lived too long under feminazi rule, he said, is that a man ends up with so many enemies he can't even the score with all of them. And that is that. So we have to wait and see if he's tied to that other case in San Bernardino. And, then this poor judge, lost her son, her only child, and her husband is severely injured in the hospital. So prayers go out to that family, and of course the family of the other judge killed in San Bernardino. And just hope that this kind of stuff stops. Now let's see. I'm getting a call from someone. Who's this? I don't know who this is. This is probably, hold on, this is probably a spam call. It went away, so yeah. Okay, let me see. I gotta go back to the chat because I haven't seen the chat. Where's my chat? Okay, there's my chat. Hi, Mama Ames. Hi, Carol Boyce. Hi, Catherine B. Mandy Hall. I got right. Summer Darkness. Janine Lewis. Larky, Sarah. Yeah, it was the internet that went out. We didn't get the internet back until about 10 o'clock this morning. So the other case in Florida, the reward now is up to $30,000 for anything, and I was looking at that earlier to see if there was any. And then we'll look at what happened with Johnny Depp yesterday. Reward reaches $30,000 for information in the massacre. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Put this. There's the brutal massacre of 3 best friends, all killed not far from a spot they picked out for some night fishing, has sparked a mystery Florida law enforcement officers are still working to piece together. A reward for information leading to the arrest in the violent triple homicide has reached $30,000. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said the victims, identified as Damian Tillman, 23, Kevin Springfield, 30, and Brandon Rollins, 27, were found dead Friday near U.S. Highway 27 in the city of Frostproof. The area is a popular party spot for local teens, but Judd told the media it does not appear the trio of friends had anything planned other than a bit of fishing by moonlight. This is a party location. Kids show up Friday and Saturday night to drink, smoke dope, he said. There's no indication this was a dope deal gone bad. Based on the crime scene, detectives think there was more than one suspect. It's not clear if the men were robbed before they were beaten and then shot. Authorities say Tillman was the first of his friends to reach their meeting spot around 10 p.m. Friday. They believe he was almost immediately killed upon his arrival by one or more people. The suspect or suspects were still in the process of murdering the 23-year-old when Rollins and Springfield arrived in a separate vehicle. And they too were immediately attacked. Rollins survived his wounds long enough to phone his father, managing only to utter the words "help." When he arrived on the scene, his son was barely alive while the other two victims were already dead. They were able to exchange a few words, but the 27-year-old did not name who attacked them. And that's according to the Tampa Bay Times. By the time the first responders responded to the scene, Rollins was already dead. I just want to see one thing here. Okay. See, there's still that thing where, okay, if we knew we would have them in custody, a judge said Monday. Authorities have declined to discuss Rollins' final words, and the department has not publicly released how the bodies were found. Details Judd said have provided detectives with a lot of information amid the ongoing investigation. Judd added that investigators are currently reviewing surveillance video from nearby homes and businesses with the hopes of uncovering a clue in the case. He asked that anyone with information call the Polk County Sheriff's Office at 863-298-6200. And then, hold on, let's see what happened to, let me just go back to the chat real quick and see if everything is okay. Okay, well, oh, my chat is taking. Hi, Susan, you love that Polk County Sheriff? Yeah, I still don't know. I mean, there's so many different versions of the story, and still no, I have not seen, like, if their cell phones were taken, why the father didn't use the son's cell. You know, there's so many different things going on. Some people say no, it wasn't true that they went to the scene, then to the convenience store, then back to the scene. It's very strange. So there's misinformation out there circulating like crazy, and the Facebook groups are the worst for the misinformation, as in any case, not just this case, in any case. Hold on one second. Damien was the one all the way over with the grayish shirt. It looks like a dress shirt with a collar. Okay. Kevin is the one on the left. Brandon was in the middle, and Damien's in the right with the grayish, well, darkish gray shirt. Okay, now I just want to get... Okay. Okay. All right, so let's go over Johnny Depp from day 10, which was yesterday. Today's day 11. We'll do that tonight, but we'll catch up with this one because it'll be too much to do the 2 days in one thing. So, we have a lovely courtroom. I was rendering here. Okay. As Johnny Depp's libel trial enters its third week, Amber Heard will be quizzed by Johnny's lawyer, David Sherborne, and is also likely to face questions over allegations that she was having an affair with actor James Franco and Tesla founder Elon Musk while in a relationship with Johnny Depp. It is thought that she will also be asked about claims that she deliberately smuggled 2 Yorkshire Terriers, Pistol and Boo, into Australia illegally in April of 2015, and there are parts of Amber's evidence relating to allegations of sexual violence that will be held in private, and both press and public will be briefly excluded from those proceedings. Okay, so earlier in the day, on day 10, Adam Wolanski, QC for NGN, told the court that Johnny's U.S. attorney had tweeted a sinister and carp message. The barrister said the tweet read, "In memoriam, Elon Musk's decorator Laura Devenier." The message was tweeted after the interior designer had given evidence on Friday. Mr. Wolanski said, "We would ask that he refrains from posting further threatening and sinister messages about witnesses whose evidence he does not like." Mr. Justice Noel said the phrase "in memoriam" was unwelcome. However, Mr. Depp's lawyer told the court it was a phrase Mr. Waldman had used to refer to evidence which he believes to be in support of a lie. So Amber entered the witness box wearing a cream blouse and a dark pencil skirt. She swore her oath before being taken to the witness statements in the trial bundle by Sasha Wass, QC. Eleanor Laws, QC, representing Johnny, began cross-examining Amber, asking about the couple's marriage in February of 2015. Ms. Laws asked, "At this stage, according to you, you had been subject to repeated and regular physical violence, is that right?" Amber replied, "Yes, that's right." The actress was then asked about discussions with lawyers in 2015 January about a prenup between herself and Johnny and suggested there was an argument about it. Amber told the court there was an argument in a hotel room in Tokyo that resulted in Johnny kneeling on my back and hitting me on the back of the head. He mentioned it was more about Christy, his sister, who handles most of his affairs. He said it was Christy, that he didn't want that. Then that he trusted me, and he said to me time and time again the only way out of this was death. He said this to me, to which I responded that of course I would sign whatever I needed to sign. But then Johnny was also accusing me of having an affair with a co-star, and that is what led to the actual argument. Amber has claimed that Johnny hit her for the first time early in 2013 and later apologized for turning into the monster and subjected her to a 3-day hostage situation in Australia of March of 2015 when the actor lost the top of his middle finger in disputed circumstances. She also alleges that the star threw a bottle of champagne at her and shoved her to the floor after turning up late, drunk, and high on drugs to her 30th birthday party in April of 2016 before leaving a note which read, "Happy effing birthday." Johnny, however, denies he was violent towards Amber and instead alleges it was she who was violent to him and has accused his ex-wife of building a dossier of false allegations as an insurance policy for later. Amber has insisted she she has never been interested in Johnny Depp's money, as she recalled an alleged agreement over a prenuptial agreement. Eleanor Law's QC read out the text messages sent between Johnny and his sister Christy Dombrowski in February of 2015, shortly before his wedding to Amber, which referred to getting the Aquaman actress to sign a prenup. Amber Heard claimed Johnny had told her that he didn't want a prenup, telling the High Court, "He told me he didn't. What Johnny told me is that he would look it up and that the only way out of this was death. He told me this time and time again, and I offered time and time again to sign whatever it was that he or his team needed or wanted. I made it very clear from the early days that I was not interested in Johnny's money. I never have been. I never was." She added, "He's having this conversation with Christy because he wasn't having it with me." Ms. Laws asked, "You didn't sign the prenup or any prenup, did you?" Amber said, "No." During her evidence, Amber was asked about a note written by a nurse, Erin Borum, who wrote that the actress had a history of anxiety and had suffered from an eating disorder and ADHD, and that AH reports a history of substance abuse, including addiction to coke and liquor. Saying it was a mistake, Amber added, "I have never had an eating disorder. I have never been diagnosed with bipolar. I have never had a history of substance abuse or abuse of liquor." Amber revealed she took mushrooms and MDMA during a trip to Coachella following a fight with then-husband Johnny Depp, in which she realized her relationship was coming to an end. However, the star has also insisted accusations she regularly uses drugs are just not true. Johnny's lawyer, Eleanor Laws, read out Nurse Erin Borum's medical note on day 10 of the actor's libel case against the Sun, which read, "Client admits to illegal drug use during that trip to Coachella." It recorded that Amber ingested mushrooms and MDMA, vomited, and was high for at least 24 hours straight. It was also claimed Amber laughed when she was told taking those drugs could cause adverse effects with her prescribed medication. The note also recorded that Amber had been taking MDMA and mushrooms at home with high-profile male acquaintance. Her husband was not aware of the male visitor nor her illegal drug use, to which Amber today replied of the note, "I don't think she had anything wrong." She added, "I took MDMA and mushrooms on my birthday trip to Coachella following that night prior to the trip, which was the night I celebrated my birthday party that resulted in a horrible fight." She went on to say, "After my birthday, I had quite a bad experience, as you can imagine. I realized my relationship was coming to an end, and that didn't mix well with the mushrooms and MDMA." However, when asked as to the identity of the high-profile male acquaintance, Amber said she didn't recall who it was. She added, "There were several people in my home for a small dinner party. I don't remember who came over to join us. I don't know if it was an actor." During questioning, Amber denied she had vomited in the parking lot, saying of the note, "I did tell her," the nurse, "I felt like vomiting, and I wasn't high for 24 hours. I was in bed for 24 hours feeling the effects of a horrible decision to take both of those while also going through a breakup." Amber denied a suggestion by Eleanor Laws that her evidence that Johnny was in control of her during their relationship was a complete lie. Ms. Laws asked Amber a series of questions about her evidence that claims Johnny took control of her by ensuring her vintage Ford Mustang was in for repairs for 3.5 years so that he could insist she was driven around by his drivers. Amber said that was true and that it was an example of the actor being controlling towards her. Amber said she was driven around at times, and when Ms. Laws put it to her that didn't suggest much control, Amber replied, "Well, you pick your battles." Ms. Laws said, "You have thrown everything possible at Johnny, haven't you?" Ms. Heard replied, "I haven't even scratched the surface." The lawyer put it to Amber that the reality of the situation with the car was that Johnny was having it repaired as a favor to her. Amber told the court she had agreed to be on the television show in October of 2015 on which cars are renovated because it would save Johnny paying for the repairs. Amber said she hadn't realized that only superficial works would be done on the show and that further mechanical work would be needed to make it run, which she ended up paying for herself. Ms. Laws then asked Amber about claims made by Johnny's mechanic, Travis Kalaki, that the actress had been abusive to him when he asked for further payments. Amber replied, "There is no evidence of me being abusive because I was never abusive to him." She said she had not requested the changes to her car. Amber then told the court the Mustang is still her only car, which she has had for 16 years, and that she has gotten used to repairing it, adding, "What I am not used to is paying. It was like a year's salary." Ms. Law suggested to Amber that the car being in for repairs did not render her under Johnny's control, to which the actress replied, "It was one of the many examples of how Johnny controlled my life." Eleanor Laws then referred to a letter signed by Amber to the U.S. Homeland Security Department asking for a fraudulent report to be removed regarding her friend and assistant, Savannah McMillan, who was 18 at the time. Amber said the letter was to indicate that Ms. McMillan was not working illegally in the U.S. She said that Ms. McMillan had only worked for her abroad at times, not in the States. Amber said she never employed Ms. McMillan directly and that Ms. McMillan was employed through a film production company to be her personal assistant on set. Amber said that Ms. McMillan wrote the letter, "But I did sign this because I thought it reflected the truth." Ms. Laws said because that's something you have managed to do in the past. That is something you know how to do, isn't it? Remove things, negative things on official documents. Amber replied, "I'm not sure what you mean." Ms. Laws continued, "Your arrest in Washington and having those charges removed from the record." Amber responded, "I remember trying to get that done. That's a common thing. I was arrested, but no charges were ever filed, and I didn't commit any crime." Ms. Laws asked Amber about her evidence that Ms. McMillan did work for you in 2013 in the UK, but not in the US. The lawyer then showed Amber an email to her from her personal assistant, Kate James, sent in May of 2014, which reads, "Hi there. Hope you had a good flight and it's beautiful on the island. Savannah just asked me to write her check for her pay. Just saying, if that's what you want me to do, and if so, how much?" Amber replied, "Yes, please, $1,300. Ms. Laws then showed Amber a check from May of 2014 signed by the actress in the sum of $1,625. Amber said of Ms. McMillan, "She was off and on my assistant when I was outside of the U.S. Ms. Laws asked if Ms. McMillan worked for Amber when she was shooting a film called Magic Mike. Amber replied, "No, she traveled with me." Ms. Laws asked, "And she didn't work as your assistant when you were filming the Adderall Diaries?" Amber replied, "No, she traveled with me. It's helpful to have somebody help you get groceries, prepare the home, or help find a rental." Mr. Justice Nicole asked Amber if Ms. McMillan was ever paid by you when you were in the U.S., and Amber said, "No, I did loan her money when she was in the States, and I have her money for expenses." Ms. Laws said Ms. Heard's account was just complete lies and that Ms. McMillan was working for her in the U.S. Amber replied, "No, ma'am." Ms. Laws asked Amber if she has a problem with controlling her temper, to which the actress said she did not. The lawyer then suggested you would have outbursts of rage and anger, and Amber replied, "I did have outbursts of anger at times, and there were times when, yes, I lost my cool with Johnny in our fights and our arguments." Ms. Laws referred to Ms. Boram's note, which said Amber reported experiencing increased anxiety and agitation and has had several outbursts of anger and rage, and also that she was nervous about being alone while her husband is working on a movie set in London and dealing with feelings of insecurity and jealousy. She asked, "Do you agree that you expressed to Aaron Boram concerns about Johnny going away on the set in London and that you felt insecure and jealous when you weren't in his presence?" Amber replied, "Not exactly. I expressed concerns about travel, the distance, because it was a trigger for Johnny. When I would travel and we would work apart, Johnny didn't want me to work, so it always increased our likelihood of having disputes or disagreements." She added it would make it more likely that Johnny would fall off the wagon, as it were, and twist off to start using again. Amber continued, "I was nervous about being away from him when he was working because that always caused fights." Referring to the passage about feelings of insecurity and jealousy, Amber said it was Johnny's insecurity and jealousy. "He's extremely jealous and extremely insecure about me working. It was extremely problematic. Me working away from the home was extremely," can she use extremely anymore? "difficult for the peace and stability in our home." She added, "I had the difficulty with his feelings of insecurity and jealousy, and it caused so many fights in my relationship with Johnny. He had those feelings. I had problems that he had those feelings." Amber continued, "It was the big problem, one of the biggest problems in the relationship, or one of the big triggers in the relationship that would inspire the drug or alcohol binges he was prone to." She added that she had her moments when I felt insecure and I felt jealous, but reading this note, I don't think that it's fair to say that's what I was imparting or reflecting to Ms. Boram. Ms. Laws said, "You had in fact had several outbursts of anger and rage." Amber replied, "She wouldn't have seen that. She was never there in person, especially at this stage, so early on, but it makes sense to me that I would have reported to her feeling that I had many outbursts of anger towards Johnny, because that's true." Asked again if she had a problem with her temper, Amber said, "No, not at all." Ms. Laws then read a medical note written in August of 2014 by Dr. Connell Cowan, a therapist who conducted sessions with Amber and Johnny, who reported, "She has insight into her short temper and insecurities." Amber said, "I was responding to the relationship I was in. It was an extremely violent relationship. I think anger would have been a healthy response to it." Ms. Laws asked if Amber remembered telling Ms. Boram in September of 2015 that your coping skills involved compulsive anger and yelling. Amber said, "In response to my relationships, perhaps." Ms. Laws then asked, "So purely confined to Johnny?" Amber replied, "Absolutely." Ms. Laws then referred to Ms. Boram going to Amber's house after photographs you didn't like were posted online, and the nurse said Amber was irritable, loud, and angry, and screaming at her. Ms. Hurd said Ms. Boram went to her house when somebody hacked into my iCloud account and republished photographs, intimate photographs of me naked, which had been altered and manipulated with all sorts of degrading headlines about myself and my body, and released hundreds of those images to the world without my consent, and they went everywhere. And at home, of course, I was to blame. Johnny blamed me for that." She added, "As you can imagine, it was extremely distressing that the photos, obviously, it was beyond me just not liking them. I felt my civil rights, among other things, my human rights, had been violated." Ms. Laws then referred to a section of the note which referred to Johnny being supportive of Amber at that time, to which the actress said he might have been in front of other people. He didn't stay in that mood very long. Ms. Laws then referred to a number of witnesses who had described Amber as being the person who would start an argument with Johnny, who would be the one to start the argument. Do you agree with that? Amber said no, they didn't see our arguments. His employees didn't see our arguments. These things happen behind closed doors. Referring to Johnny's security guard, Sean Bett, the former estate managers Ben King and Kevin Murphy, Amber added, Mr. Bett, Mr. King, Mr. Murphy weren't there for any of our arguments. They weren't there. Sean would have never been around me other than to drop off the bags when he dropped off Johnny. He didn't socialize with me. He didn't ever interact with us as a couple or socialize. Amber continued, what happened behind closed doors happened without his staff present. It happened behind closed doors. Sean did, I think, come in the last few moments of the incident on May 21st of 2016, but again, he actually didn't see the argument. Ms. Laws asked if Amber was saying those witnesses were lying, to which she said, I'm not going to call anyone a liar. I don't want to call anyone a liar, but I'm simply saying they weren't there. Ms. Laws then referred to Tara Roberts' evidence that she actually witnessed you being violent to Johnny in the Bahamas in 2014. Amber said, no, she didn't. She came in at the end of a fight. Johnny had been wailing on me. He had one hand on my hair. He hit me in the face multiple times. I had to throw something in his direction to escape. Sounds like Carol Baskin with that potato. As soon as he got me by the hair, a brief struggle ensued, and we were interrupted when we saw headlights. Ms. Laws said Ms. Roberts, who is the property manager at Mr. Depp's home in the Bahamas, gave a completely different account of you attacking and lunging at Mr. Depp. She suggested that Amber was responding to Tara Roberts' statements to try and explain a way out of it by saying she came in halfway through and it's a total lie. Amber said, no, it wasn't halfway through. It was at the end. Ms. Laws asked Amber if she ever got violent with Johnny, to which the actress said, no. Johnny often put me in a situation where I was confronted with unimaginable frustrations and difficulties. Often they were life-threatening to me. Amber added that she would try to defend herself when he got serious and when I thought my life was threatened, but I was never violent towards him. Amber continued, when I felt my life was threatened, I tried to defend myself. And that started to happen years into the relationship, years into the violence. Before that, I didn't even try to defend myself. I just checked out. Amber was then played a recording of a conversation between her and Johnny, in which Johnny can be heard saying, I'm not the one who throws pots and whatever the F else at me. Amber is then heard replying, that's different. That's different. That's irrelevant. That's a complete irrelevant. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean you cannot come and knock on my door. Ms. Laws said, you are admitting throwing things at him, but not in the context of self-defense. It sounds as if you're admitting throwing pots and pans. Amber replied, it might sound like that to you, but because I lived it, I can explain to you it is not what it sounds like. Amber said she threw things only to escape him, adding, I'm not admitting throwing pots and pans. I'm trying to keep Johnny on track in his argument or in this conversation. Amber said Johnny would use a tactic of diverting conversations away from the substantive issues. Oh God, I can't talk today. Substantive issues or the structural issues that I said were the bigger conversation that we needed to have. She added, when he felt he didn't have control of the conversation, he would often employ a tactic of blaming and petty insults. Amber continued, the whole point of the discussions wasn't a blame game. It wasn't to get recriminations. It was to stay on track, real issues of the cause of the violence, which was the drugs and the alcohol. In the recording played to the court, Johnny can be heard saying, I watched you lie. Then Amber can be heard to say, I didn't punch you, but I was hitting you. It wasn't punching you, babe. You're not punched. Ms. Laws then said, you're actually admitting. You at least admit to hitting him. Amber said, that was correct, to which Ms. Laws asked, Was that an honest admission? The actress replied, "It was honest at the time because that's what happened the night before." Amber added, "He had passed out a few times in the bathroom and had a history at the time of vomiting in his sleep, and he would constantly vomit in his sleep." Amber said the tape of her saying she started physical fights was sarcastic. She said, "I didn't say that in seriousness. I said I didn't start a physical fight with him. I said the one line before, I said he is great, he is admirable. I was being sarcastic." Amber said that Johnny vomited nightly at that point in their relationship. She continued, "He was in a moment when he was falling asleep constantly or passing out after a binge, and he would vomit nearly nightly, as anybody knows that's lived with an addict. A very common way for them to die is choking on their own vomit." Amber said she would wake after sleeping for just a few hours, adding, "I would turn his chin over to the other side so he didn't choke on his vomit. I was very worried about Johnny's life, and this is the context of the one argument, one of many that ended in physical altercation of sorts." Describing the incident when Depp appeared to be passed out in the bathroom, Amber told the court the door ran over her feet, so she pushed him and the door to prevent him from falling back onto her. Amber then said, "I did this several times in my relationship, have to make contact with Johnny's limbs or arms as he was trying to get in the door and I was trying to close it." Ms. Laws asked if she was simply pushing him to defend herself, to which the actress said, "Well, I'm pushing the door off my feet." The barrister asked, "What you should have said in the tape is that you were defending yourself?" Amber replied, "You couldn't. I would have got another black eye." Amber confirmed she had only been violent to Johnny in self-defense and was never violent to anyone outside of her relationship with the actor. Eleanor Laws then asked the actress about her arrest in 2009, which the lawyer said was after 2 police officers witnessed an assault in an airport. Amber responded, "That is incorrect. The argument I was having was witnessed by 1 police officer and the second arrived later." Ms. Laws then asked about a neighbor in Puerto Rico where Amber was living with her then-girlfriend, Tazia Van Ree. Amber said the person Ms. Laws was referring to was not a neighbor, but the wardrobe designer who dressed her and Mr. Depp during filming. Ms. Laws asked if a neighbor ever complained that Amber and Ms. Van Ree would have constant, loud, screaming fights, to which Amber replied, "Absolutely not." She said, "Our neighbors were very friendly to us. We had them over and we had a great time with them." Ms. Laws asked, "Did you have constant, loud, screaming fights which were so loud that they could have been a problem for neighbors?" Amber again replied, "Absolutely not." Ms. Laws said, "I'm going to suggest to you that this was a volatile relationship that you had with Ms. Van Ree. Do you disagree?" Amber replied, "It was one of the most peaceful relationships I have ever heard of. We got along great." I've ever heard of? It's a weird thing. Eleanor Laws then referred to a court file which indicated that no charges would be pressed against Amber over the alleged September 2009 incident because Ms. Van Ree declined to make a statement. The barrister said, "You weren't charged because Ms. Van Ree didn't want to press charges." She added that the assault was thought to be minimal. Amber said there was no assault. Ms. Laws then put it to the actress that she was not exonerated, as she had previously said, to which Amber said she meant she was exonerated in the sense they chose not to press charges. Amber told the court that Ms. Van Ree made a statement in which she claimed the police officers involved in Amber's arrest were misogynistic and homophobic shortly after the actress's divorce from Johnny. Ms. Laws then asked Amber about the temporary restraining order she took against Mr. Depp. The lawyer said to Amber, "When you went to the courthouse and applied for the restraining order, there was a significant amount of press interest, wasn't there?" Amber replied, "Yes, there was." The actress was asked about the possibility of a police officer's business card being leaked to the news outlet, and when asked about whether she had claimed to have video footage of one of the beatings, Amber said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Asked if she leaked the information, Amber said she did not. Amber was asked if the temporary restraining order against Johnny was applied for at the public hearing, and she said that while it was a public hearing, the courthouse itself, that while it was not a public hearing, the courthouse itself is a public building. Ms. Laws said, I'm going to suggest that you leak the information to the press because you also leaked the fact that there was going to be a restraining order. Ms. Laws then asked, did you in fact leak the fact that you had a video of one of the beatings? Did you leak that fact? Amber said no. She added that we had to give notice to Johnny's side, Johnny's lawyers, and claimed that his divorce attorney worked closely with TMZ throughout the proceedings. Amber said she gave the police officer's business card to her publicist, adding, so I can't say if someone acting on my behalf shared the business cards to TMZ when they were calling me a liar. Ms. Laws said it was inconceivable that the business cards were leaked without her knowledge, but Amber replied, no, there was nothing to leak. Ms. Laws said, if on July 27th of 2016 you were terrified of even a part of Johnny's character, you would not have met up with him at all. Amber replied, of course I would meet up with him. I had been married to him just months prior. Returning to the May 21st, 2016 incident, Ms. Laws asked, was Rocky Pennington already in your apartment? And Amber said no. She added that Ms. Pennington was in an adjoining apartment when Johnny arrived that evening. Ms. Laws asked Amber about her account that Johnny threw her mobile phone at her and hit her in the eye. Amber said, he threw it the way I would have seen baseball players in movies. It was violent. I thought it popped my eye out when it landed. That I've seen baseball players in movies. I guess she's never seen a baseball game. It's kind of crazy. Ms. Laws suggested that across the several accounts Amber had given in the divorce proceedings and the U.S. libel proceedings, her story had changed. Amber replied, my account has not changed at all throughout all of these. I have never shifted my account from day one until now. Ms. Laws said, nobody actually witnessed Mr. Depp throwing that phone at you. Amber replied, Johnny did. Ms. Laws said Amber was lying and suggested that an argument started about the fact that some feces were left behind on the bed, and Kevin Murphy was called, who told Johnny that Amber had said it was a prank. Amber said, no, Mr. Murphy didn't say that to me. Ms. Laws suggested that when Johnny's security guards entered the apartment, that Amber was screaming, shouting, stop hitting me, and then changed it to, don't hit me again. The lawyer said, you were pretending you were being hit. When they were in, you shifted it to, never hit me again. Ms. Laws suggested that Johnny didn't cause any damage whatsoever in the penthouse, to which Amber said the actor caused damage to multiple apartments and my face. He did a significant amount of damage to the property. Ms. Laws then said, after Johnny left, you and Ms. Rocky Pennington and Mr. Joshua Drew were quite busy, weren't you? Amber replied, I don't know what you mean by that. And Ms. Laws said, well, you called your publicist. You called your lawyer, didn't you? Ms. Hurt said, I believe I called them both that night. Ms. Laws asked, and this is before the police arrive? Amber replied, I don't recall when I called them. Ms. Laws read an exchange of text messages between Ms. Pennington and Amber's friend, Tillet Wright, which referred to Amber talking to her lawyer before police arrived. She also referred to a deposition by Mr. Drew, Ms. Pennington's then fiancé, in the U.S. proceedings, which stated, Amber also called her publicist. I routed the police officers. Ms. Laws asked if Amber was saying Mr. Brett and one of Johnny's security guards was lying when he said Johnny didn't cause any damage to the penthouses. Amber replied that Johnny was smashing some things, including trying to destroy everything he could in one of the penthouses where she kept her belongings. She said he punched all the pictures on the wall. Ms. Laws asked about the evidence of the LAPD officers who attended the penthouse and said they didn't see any damage. Amber replied, They had to walk through a considerable amount of broken glass, spilled wine. I don't know why they would say what they said, but I know very well that they had to walk through a considerable amount of damage. Ms. Laws suggested Amber, Miss Pennington, and Mr. Drew had collaborated on the conversation that took place in the apartment and asked whether the actress had elaborated on what happened. Amber said, certainly not. Amber said, police officers indicated to her that she looked hurt and upset and said they had to check around the apartment, and she thought Josh Drew had shown them around. Ms. Laws put it to the actress that the amount of police officers was completely different to her own version of events, to which the actress said, I don't want to call anyone a liar. Pressed further, Amber added, it appears to be that they contradict one another. I contradict them, they contradict me. Ms. Laws said, you have got Josh Drew lying on your behalf. It is a total lie, isn't it? And Amber said, absolutely not. Ms. Laws suggested, it must have been a memorable event, to which Amber replied, it was both memorable and highly traumatic. Ms. Laws said, and so you would remember that the female officer made eye contact with you in the hallway where there was quite a bright light. Amber said, I don't remember exactly where we were. I don't think she spoke to me other than if I was Amber or if the person the call was made about. Amber continued, she, the female police officer, Melissa Senez, asked if we could speak in private. I asked if Raquel Pennington could come with me. I was feeling very upset and unsafe. We went to the penthouse, into my apartment, which is considerably different living situation, very dark. And then she kept asking me if I would give a statement, and she indicated with her hand, and she gestured towards me. Amber said the officer told her that she wanted her to be safe and that she couldn't do anything unless she gave a statement. Ms. Laws asked, do you remember this, or are you just making it up as you go along? Amber said, I remember. The barrister asked, this is all lies, isn't it? And Amber replied, no. Ms. Laws then suggested that Amber kept changing her story, to which she replied, I have never changed my story, and I haven't made anything up. I haven't needed to. She hasn't needed to. That means she would if she needed to. Wow. Ms. Laws said the officers did a thorough check in the penthouse and didn't see any broken bottles, broken glass, signs of vandalism, or injuries on Amber. Amber replied, it definitely contradicts what the reality was. I'm not here to call anyone a liar. I don't know their motivations. Amber said she believed the police officers had made their statements in 2016, divorce proceedings, adding, I said I imagine why it would be important if you were an officer to clear this up on the record, having not done anything. Ms. Laws then asked her if she remembered texting people, including a nurse, Erin Borum, her father and mother, David and Paige Hurd, and her friend and former assistant, Savannah McMillan, to which Amber said she did not remember. Ms. Laws said, why didn't you want Miss McMillan texting Raquel Pennington? You were all friends together, aren't you? Amber replied, yes. In fact, she was in the UK, and I tried to call her right before Johnny threw that phone at my face. Ms. Laws said, was it because you, Raquel, and Josh Drew were all getting your heads together and smashing up that apartment and putting makeup on to make you look injured? Amber replied, no, I have never done that. She continued, I was texting Savannah because Johnny became convinced or had re-expressed, instead of coming over to talk about his recently deceased mother and the fact that we haven't spoken as a married couple or seen each other in nearly a month, what Johnny came over to talk about was fecal matter. And he was convinced at the time, it has changed since, but he was convinced that it was Savannah or my friend, Tillet Wright. My first calls and text messages were to Savannah, and it's I.O. Tillet. It's strange, like an iPhone, I.O. Tillet, to clear up the matter. But Savannah didn't answer, and after this whole thing went down, and after Johnny threw the phone at my face, she starts texting. Amber told the court that Savannah's McMillan's text came through while Raquel Pennington was holding and comforting her, and that for the first time in a relationship with Johnny, what had been going on behind closed doors was finally coming out in public. Ms. Laws then asked Amber to look at a series of photographs of herself taken after the alleged incident in May 2016. The actress said she wasn't sure if they had been taken by Ms. Pennington or Mr. Drew, and strongly denied that they had been altered, either by herself or someone else in any way. Turning to one photograph, Ms. Laws said there was no mark under Amber's eye, to which Amber replied, "I see my cheek is still bruised. I mean, this is 6 days later." Ms. Laws then showed Amber another picture which apparently showed a mark on her face, saying, "It looks as if it's in a different place altogether." Amber replied, "It's from the same bruise. I didn't get bruised twice." Ms. Laws also showed Amber a photograph taken a few days after the May 21st, 2016 incident, and after Ms. Heard was said to have had a 4-hour meeting with your legal team. Ms. Laws said that it doesn't appear as if you've got any marks on your face at all there. Ms. Heard said the photo was a paparazzi shot with long lenses, adding, "If I went out in Los Angeles, I would wear makeup except for my court appearance." Ms. Laws then suggested that in earlier photographs, which are said to show injuries, she had put bruises on herself through makeup or lighting or any other means. It wasn't any injury from Mr. Depp. Amber replied, "I disagree wholeheartedly. I don't agree that this is an accurate representation of what my face did or didn't look like. It was shot by paparazzi on a long lens." Ms. Laws said that if the photo did show with no marks, it's because you had no marks or injury at all. Amber said, "I know I had an injury, and if I had wanted the world to believe I had an injury, why wouldn't it be consistent?" Ms. Laws again suggested that Amber was trying to make it appear that she had bruises, to which the actress said, "Quite the opposite. I had to cover up many bruises. It's horribly embarrassing to walk around with bruises on your face. It puts you in a position of having to lie to evade answering, and frankly, it's humiliating." Ms. Laws then said Amber was seen by a number of people at the Eastern Columbia building without any injury at all. Amber replied, "I had injuries to my face. I can say that." Ms. Laws continued, "You didn't have a single mark or injury or whatever on your face between May 21st and the 27th of 2016. Amber responded, "I did have injuries to my face. I'm just here to tell you the truth of what happened. I was there." And let's see. She had also claimed in her witness statement to that Johnny had threatened to kill her many times. Okay, and that's it. And then, we'll go over what happens tonight. With these two. And we'll see what happens. Make it back to the chat. Okay. Get these down now. 1 second. Okay. Hi, Sad Soul. Donna. Who else did I miss? Jeanette. Scout Inquirer. I haven't seen you in a while, Scout Inquirer. How you doing? Karen Duffy. Casbat. Kathy St. John. Kevin Leonard. Tico. Eva Paul. Carol, look at the flowers. Trisha McNally. Okay, so what else were we supposed to discuss? Anything else? And then I don't. Thanks, Casbet. I don't think anything else is going on with, gosh, with the Olivia, the 3-year-old that was killed in, oh gosh, by her father and, well, the father's allegedly by her father and his girlfriend / wife, because it appears, I think they were married on July 4th. Hey, Jill B. Thanks, that's all. Okay, hi, Daniel. So what do you think in the chat? That she's full of what was left in the bed, or that she's telling the truth? She says some really very odd things. She didn't need to make anything up, making it sound like she would do that if she had to, right? She's not here to call anyone a liar, but if you're telling the truth and someone's saying the opposite, then yeah, I don't know. She's very strange. I don't know why I'm not seeing any of the chat come up. I think I have to change my chat. Okay, bye, Catherine B. See you later. I don't see any chat. Okay, here we go. You think they're both crazy, Lori Beth says. I think she's fibbing. She's changed her story a few times. I would tend to agree. I think they had violent arguments. I do, but I don't think he threw a phone. Why? And a baseball player in the movies? Like, she has never seen anyone play baseball in real life? Mom Aim says, I think there's a little bit of truth in there, but mostly she's nuts. I think there is some truth to what she's saying. I doubt anyone on his payroll would side with her. Hi, Linda Irby. I do not believe her. What about the claim that she got her settlement of $7 million and gave it to charity? Hi, Twiggy Piggy. What about that? She's trying to ruin him. Yeah, I tend to agree, Daniel. You got a metallic wet ones, J.A.? Oh, good. I've never got the metallic wet ones. Liza Ward, I have to dig deeper into that. It's something I haven't dug into, but I can't believe it's true. I really can't. A volcano meets a hurricane. Yeah. I mean, some people get off on that kind of relationship. Volcano meets a hurricane. They get like almost a euphoria from it. Hi, Carolyn A. But let me see one thing real quick. What was I gonna do? Oh, let me see. Okay, so actress Amber Heard. Now this is from an article in 2018, April. Actress Amber Heard is being recognized for donating quite the pretty penny to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles as she makes good on her pledge to donate money she received through her divorce settlement. Okay, the Justice League star's name was included on the Children's Hospital Los Angeles recently released 2017 donors. Hold on one second. Something just popped up in there. On a roll in a category for donors between 1 million and nearly 5 million for the fiscal year ending in June of 2017. The contribution appears to be proof that the 31-year-old is following through on her promise to donate the $7 million divorce settlement from ex-husband Johnny Depp to charities such as the American Civil Liberties Union, specifically to prevent violence against women, and the CHLA, where Heard works as a volunteer. As described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity, and in doing so, hopefully help those less able to defend themselves, the actress said. Shortly before Amber filed for divorce, the actress accused Johnny Depp of striking her in the face with a cell phone and pulling her hair. The couple released a joint statement not long after, calling the relationship intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love, adding that there was never any intent of physical or emotional harm. The two, who were married for 15 months, had an exceptionally bitter divorce in the wake of Amber's highly publicized claims of domestic abuse against Depp. One of the actor's friends, comedian Doug Stanhope, wrote a column for The Wrap in May of 2016 that claimed Amber was lying about the abuse allegations in an attempt to blackmail the Pirate of the Caribbean star. Heard filed a defamation lawsuit against Stanhope in June of 2016. In August of 2016, the actress announced she would donate her divorce settlement to charity. Okay. So that was, she could have donated $1 million of the $7 million, and, I don't know. Where is the chat? Hold on. I have noticed the balls at all $4 close to me are sitting and mixed with other toys. Oh, I went to a Dollar General. They don't have them by it. Where do you live? What state do you live in? J.A. Hi, Alyssa. Alabama, yeah. Somehow the chat is not. Hi, Robin Swan. Oh, and then there was I knew there was the other one we had to talk about, is the King Hill, the babysitter being arrested. But yeah, then she said she was going to donate it to other places. Did they ever get any receipts from those other places? That's what I'm saying. I have to look into it further. Let me see here. I knew there was something else we had to do. Okay, so the babysitter, Tiana Parks, was charged with the murder of the 2-year-old boy. Authorities say a babysitter has been arrested in the death of 2-year-old Philadelphia boy reported missing earlier this month. King Hill was last seen on July 5th and was reported missing 3 days later. He had been entrusted to the care of Tiana Parks by his stepfather, authorities said on Monday, His body hasn't been found, but the district attorney's office said cell phone and video evidence led investigators to the conclusion that the child was dead. Now, that's so weird, because why would you put cell phone? We don't know right now. We don't have the mechanisms of King Hill's death. We do know the date of his death, and we don't know the date of his death, and we don't know the location of his death, nor do we know where Ms. Parks disposed of his body, but we know, based on the evidence that we have, that he was in fact killed by Ms. Parks. What, did she videotape herself doing that? Said Anthony Voci Jr., chief of the DA's homicide unit. Parks, who frequently cared for the child, was interviewed by investigators, and virtually everything that she told us was refuted by the evidence that the FBI and the Philadelphia Police Department developed. He said there was no evidence of involvement by anyone else and declined to speak about a possible motive. Parks, 24, was arrested early Monday and charged with murder, child endangerment, custodial interference, abuse of a corpse, evidence tampering, and lying to authorities. Court documents don't list a defense attorney for Parks, and a person answering a phone listed in her name hung up on Monday. Residents of the Strawberry Mansion neighborhood of Northwest Philadelphia, where the child's mother lives, earlier took part in searches for the missing child. FBI Special Agent in charge Michael Driscoll joined the police commissioner in expressing his deepest condolences to the family of the victim, who would have celebrated his 3rd birthday later in the month. The entire city was hoping for a much different outcome in this investigation, he said. Kimberly Hill, King's maternal grandmother, told the News Now that they want King home so they can bury him. Wherever he is at, whatever happened to him, just bring him back so we can put King to rest. Said Hill, he was amazing. Everybody loved King. So, sad story, and we'll have to find out why. The heck. Give prayers for that family, and may he rest in peace. Well, we don't know it. They just say from the cell phone and videos that they know he was murdered, and by her. Hi, whisper to me. And that was, let me see if there's anything, just check one thing on Olivia Jansen. trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Hold on a minute. Jimmy? Where did Jimmy go? We were supposed to take a, Jimmy had, let's see here. Of course, he's not here. Oh, here we go. Hold on, I've got it here. Just trying to get this address. I just saw the address. Let me go to the, 1 second. That's not what I want. Okay. I don't know where the heck did Jimmy go. Luke? Jimmy? This is always the way it is with Jimmy. Oh no. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I don't know where Jimmy. I'm not going to waste any. I'll do it tonight, maybe when he's there to give me the address, because I don't know where the heck he went. Oh, the World. Yeah, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, Luke. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got a few over that, doesn't he? He's planning some big giveaway. 1,000. Oh my goodness. It's Mama Ames. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go then, because I'm going to go swimming. I also have a Michael's haul to do. I might just jump on my phone and do I have a big box I want to empty so that we can burn it. And then we're going to go swimming. So, is it hot by you guys? How's everybody doing? I don't know, my chat is really, really slow. I can't. Online countdowns. But when is it? Is it going to be 12 midnight, or is it going to be at 3 in the morning? When's it coming? But it's not. It's. Oh, there you are, Jimmy. I was trying to see if you had that address for that where that attorney shot himself.
I have the crossroads up there. So that's what I had.
What were they? Just let me see.
Let's see if I still have it here. Oh, here it is right here. It's Campsite Road and Berrybrook Road. It says
I got it.
Cherry Ridge Wild Forest.
Cherry Ridge Wild Forest. Oh, don't you remember? I ran into that Cherry Ridge Wild Forest. We were looking to go somewhere, and I said, it's off the Craigie Clare Road. Yeah, I know. I remember. Don't you remember me talking about that cherry? See how things keep coming up? I was talking about we were going somewhere, and I said, I wonder what this place is.
And it's Delaware Wild Forest right next to it, and it's Blue Beach.
Blue Beach.
It's between, according to this, it's between 17 and Downsville, but you gotta go all the way down to 17.
But see, you keep saying 17, and see, Downsville
You
is.
gotta go up.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got. I think you've just did your
No,
thing
you
is
look,
giving
it's
you
like a
the wrong.
No, look.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Right here.
Okay, oh, be careful.
I know.
You
Okay.
kicked my foot.
See, you go down there, the East Branch, you go up there to Downsville. So.
Okay, but that's nowhere
Right,
near
it's just the
Lou Beach. Okay,
directions are
Lou
wrong.
Beach is totally in another direction. Yeah,
Not
Lou
far from
Beach.
it.
No, not at all near it. Not.
You can't get to it that way. Because it's a forest, so you gotta go all
I'll
the way
tell you who
around.
lives in Lou Beach. Somebody we know very, very well.
Okay.
Wait, what are you talking about?
No, nothing. I'm live, Luke. So just we're not going to give out addresses or anything like that.
I see.
Now, what happened to the? What happened to the?
Go back, try to find this goofy thing.
Now I can't find the address I had.
No. There, where it is.
What the freak? Okay. It's right by the Beaver Kill campground. Okay. Let me pull this. One second. this? Cherry Ridge National Forest. Now how come this is not giving me? What is this? Where's my little what the freak is this? How did I get here? This, oh my gosh, this is beyond weird right now. If this is, I'm gonna see. Oh no, I thought this was a house that I sold a long time. Not my house when I was in real estate. I thought this was a house, and I'm like, how the heck did that show up on the map? That is just like crazy, but it's not. It looks a lot like one. But why did this show up there? We don't want that. We want, what is going on with this? I don't know what's going on with the map. I just had it. Why can't I shut? Maybe my, oh, my resolution is way too high here. Okay. Should be. We're way out of the way now. Woodbury. Slide Mountain, that's, I want to climb that slide freaking mountain. Okay, so it's right up Cherry Ridge. Here we are. It was right up in this section, right here, I believe they said, by the Cherry Ridge Forest. You know, Jimmy, I don't know. They have something really wrong here. Just with this address, it doesn't make sense. Because it's not at all near where they're saying they're saying. I am on Google Maps right now. They're saying around here, which is Liberty. Okay, look how far away this is, Jimmy. Look.
Excuse me, Luke.
They're saying, and we're live. Okay, so this is Liberty, and this is the Cherry Ridge area.
All right, but we're down here. We're down here. Go back up. Okay, so it's somewhere in here. That's where it is. Somewhere around here. Can you dig it?
Not really.
That's where it is.
What are you guys talking about?
Where somebody
Yeah, it's probably in.
deceased himself. Well, he was dying of cancer, so.
So that's okay.
No. So
what
he
he did?
deceased himself, but
I don't even know what that means.
who's that, Winnie the Pooh?
No, but if you go there, you get a street view. I don't know. But I don't know. We don't
So
know.
you gotta go.
We gotta actually
You gotta go out there to.
find out. If I look at the uncensored thing, they'll have the real address there. But
If it's out there in the forest, you can't get from like point A to point B very easy. So you might used to be going around.
right. But I just wonder what the freak he was. Why was he even going out there? He had to have had a house or something out there. He had to know the area. He probably may have came there as a kid. Maybe he came there as a kid and that's where he wanted to die. Who knows? He might have gone to camp there as a kid.
Maybe.
'Cause I don't know. I think that's probably. What? I don't know. I think that's probably. What? I don't know. I think that's probably. 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 I think that's No. He was, yeah. Oh, MC Camps. Oh, I'm sorry you have a bad back. I'm glad that you're enjoying the reading. Well, I guess it was foggy then. Yeah, not now, Robin. It's hot. I'm looking at my poor little plant out there that my aunt gave me. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't look. It'll be fine. Anyway, I'm going to go. Like I said, I'll probably do a Michael's haul somewhere today. And hi, Rosie Posey Crafts. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go swimming and stuff. So stay cool if you're hot and behave. But I'll see you guys later. God bless. Love you guys. Prayers to all that need them. And again, stay